Hey guys, Josh here. So I know I'm like a week late, but I finally got down to watching the Gotham TV show because I don't have TV in my dorm, so I had to go on my computer and watch it, and I just haven't really had time to actually sit down until now and go on my computer. Like I really shouldn't even be doing that because I'm so busy, between schoolwork and all that other stuff. But anyways, I was watching the Gotham pilot, and I know the second episode is probably up by now. And I was taking notes because every time a series premieres, let me turn this a little bit. Every time a series premieres, it's not perfect. No show's ever perfect, and they always have things they can work on, especially a show like this, which is bound to get heavily criticized due to its connection to the Batman mythology. Now, obviously, if you could tell, I'm a big comic book fan, so I have a lot on my mind. I do have pros listed, and I have cons listed, and I have things I recommend. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I have more cons than pros, even though it's only 3 more cons than pros, so it's not even that much really. And like I said before, it's natural for a series premiere to have this. This is the first outing, there's a lot to expect. I didn't really expect anything, but what I did see, definitely, there are some gaps that could be improved on. And, that's just natural. Like I said before, no show is ever perfect, and I actually prefer this because a show that has the room to grow, they usually end up being the better shows in the long run. So I'm gonna start off with the pros. Start off on a happy note, and then we'll talk about the cons, which aren't all bad. But anyways, pros are that the city actually did feel like Gotham City. I really did like that. Props out to them. That honestly is probably one of the most important things for this show because it's called Gotham. It takes place in Gotham. So I'm really happy they were able to execute that both tonally and also visually. Also, the main actors, I thought they all did a good job, especially the guy that played Harvey Bullock. The character of Harvey Bullock I really did like on this show. I also did like the character of James Gordon. I thought they did a good job with both those characters, writing-wise and acting. Fish Mooney, I was very unsure about how I'd feel about her at first, but by the end of the episode, I really did enjoy her. I thought she was a very nice addition to the Gotham mythology. Now, Penguin. I have a con about Penguin, but the pro I have for him is that the character is definitely interesting in a sense where you're going to want to watch this character as the season progresses. So, definitely, I think they did a good job writing him for the type of character they want him to be, and I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. So let's get into the cons. Selina Kyle / Catwoman. She's not Catwoman yet. She's just Selina Kyle. First off, her character even being in the show, I feel like is unnecessary. I feel like they just put that in there to have the character in there because of the name value. Also, I'm really curious, how old is she on this show? Because I know in the comics, Catwoman's like 3-4 years younger than Batman. And the actress that played Selina Kyle looked noticeably older than the actor playing Bruce Wayne. That's more like a little bit nitpicky-ish than anything else. It's just I really don't think Selina Kyle need to be in the show, especially the pilot, which kind of seemed like she'd be reoccurring. I just think that's really unnecessary. Also, the whole mass shooter thing, I don't know why they're blowing it out like they are. Jojo, just keep it simple. Part of the simplistic nature of the fact that Jojo was the one that killed Martha and Thomas Wayne, just that whole stuff, it's not a complicated crime family, shenanigans. I can't believe I just said shenanigans, but it's not anything really complicated, which is part of the not disappointment of it, but part of the whole thing of it, where it's just unfulfilling because it's not some big planned murder. It's just a thug, Joe Chill. Now, Alfred kind of bothered me a little bit because he didn't come off as proper. Usually Alfred in the different medias and the comics, all that stuff, he comes off as very proper. Like example, when James Gordon introduced himself, he should have said Master Gordon, or something formal of that nature, because that's the character of Alfred. He's always been like that. So it was kind of weird to hear him much more, not rude, but not as proper. It was just very odd to me. Honestly, didn't really get an Alfred vibe from him, but hopefully, maybe further along the lines, if he comes back again, they'll, you know, tweak that, which is why I'm doing this, because even though I doubt someone on Fox is going to see this, if they were to, I just want to give constructive criticisms on things I think they could improve on. Also, I feel like having like Edward, Enigma, working with the police department, having Ivy, Poison Ivy, all that stuff, I thought that was really unnecessary. We don't need to see all these Batman villains ahead of time before the Batman villains. And even more so, we don't need to see them now to get a sense that everything's connected. Everything does not always have to be connected. That is the bliss of having a prequel series, is the fact that not everything has to be connected. We can get new characters. We don't have to see other characters like Poison Ivy, Penguin, Riddler. So we could do without that, I think. They've already introduced the characters now, but they have the chance, because it's so early on, that they never have to go back to them again. And actually, if they wanted to, they could say Edward Enigma is like one of the corrupt cops, or, you know, corrupt members of the police department. Get him fired, get him out of there, because we don't need to have, you know, we don't need Riddler before we have Batman. That should never happen. That should be a rule first off on this show. No actual villains until we get Batman, because most of these villains are products of Batman in Gotham City. Like, Batman ignited, you know, for some of these crazy people, these costume, you know, super villain personas. So I already talked about Ivy. I thought she was unnecessary. Also, I don't like this trend nowadays that TV shows have, where characters have to have unneeded secrets. Like Jim Gordon's fiance Barbara, they hinted at her having some sort of dark secret. Not every character needs to have a dark secret. I get that they're trying to make complex characters with more depth to them, but at the same time, it's just so, it's not cliche, but it's just so overdone now. In every single like drama show, it be cop drama, non-cop drama. It's just, it gets to a point where, you know, why can't the character just be a character that doesn't have some sort of secret? I think the secret would have worked better for like Harvey Bullock or something like that, not, you know, James Gordon's fiance. Now, here's some of my recommendations for this show. You know, I already got my cons out of the way, got my pros out of the way. I think they should do more with the Falcone family, you know, the Maroni family, the crime families of Gotham City. This is a show dealing with James Gordon before Batman. And what did Gotham City have to deal with before Batman? And before the Riddler, before the Joker, before Two-Face, before all of them? They had to deal with the crime families of Gotham City, organized crime. So I think the show really should focus on that. I think they really shot themselves in the foot by having it start off with Bruce Wayne's parents dying, because really Batman can't appear for at least 10 years after his parents are shot, because he has to leave Gotham, he has to train and then come back, and then, you know, there's Batman 0 Year, Batman Year 1, whichever one they want to get influenced by. So yeah, they really shot themselves in the foot there. But you know, I want to see characters like Black Mask. Before he's Black Mask, you know, show him. I think instead of Penguin, having Roman, who I don't even want to say the last name, but have the guy who's Black Mask. He should have been Fish Mooney's like second in command instead of Penguin, because that just really, that would have meshed better, I think. You know, you could build up Black Mask, you know, his rise in the criminal empire. Also, speaking of Penguin, I think I forgot to say this. They totally crapped on Penguin. The character of Penguin. He's not someone's bitch. He's not someone's, you know, like, he doesn't work for Fish Mooney. He is a member of Gotham's wealthy elite. Like Bruce Wayne. Like, I don't understand why they totally changed him up to make him someone's lesser. I thought that was really out of character, and it just really kind of ruined it for me, character-wise, for the Penguin. Like, I'm going to enjoy how he's written anyways. Like I said before, my pro, he's definitely an interesting character to watch. But the fact that they took that away from him really is, I felt unnecessary, and I really felt that was kind of disrespectful to the character himself, and that took away an aspect of the show they could have had, which was Gotham's wealthy elite with Oswald Cowpod, and they really overdid it by calling him the Penguin over and over again. That was really unneeded. I thought that was dumb personally, but also characters like Tobias Whale, who was in Beware the Batman recently. He's a member of the organized crime in Gotham. Has some gangs in there. Throw in some minor villains. We don't need to see the all-star team of villains like Poison Ivy. We don't need to see the Joker. We don't need to see the Riddler, Penguin. Save them for Batman. This is the time to show the lesser villains that aren't really shown anymore. Preferably they're not over the top supervillains, but villains in their own right, like Zias, which I totally mispronounced his name, but he's the guy, serial killer, and he carves, the murders in his arm. Show him. Show the villains like that, the police department can take on. Don't show over the top villains like Firefly or Bane. If they show Bane in this show before they have Batman, that's it. That's really when that's you're doing the most and in the wrong way. But also my last kind of recommendation is stop with the Joker teases. They said they're going to do a tease to the Joker every episode. I think that's a bit excessive. Also, I feel like that kind of is chancing your show's longevity in a sense, because eventually you're going to run out of stuff, and that's not going to be good. So, especially if you're basing the number of episodes you have on the amount of Joker teases you can do. But yeah, so that's really all I have. Comment below your guys' thoughts. I want this show to be good, mostly because I like the actors on it, but also because they've made the show, so it might as well try being good. But yeah, comment below your guys' thoughts on it. Positive, negative. Do you agree with me on things? Do you not agree with me on things? I'd love to hear it below. I'm just going to say this now if you're still listening. Don't make arguments in the comments. Have constructive conversations. All the time I see people arguing in the comments for no good reason. Remember, these are fictitious characters, and yeah. So it's Josh, and I'll see you guys later.